Despite BLACKPINK holding the record for the longest hiatus in a girl group, they showed why they deserve this Coachella headliner spot. Now, I watch from my TV, I'm gonna be honest, but starting at 12 a.m. my time and ending at about 2 a.m, honestly, anything before the solos didn't really wow me, but anything after that, you could really feel the stage presence through the screen. And despite all the BLACKPINK are failing videos on Born Pink tour showing them struggling with their live shows, you can definitely tell that they put a lot of effort into this performance. Now, of course, with performances, there are going to be good and bad things, and obviously a big thing with K-pop idols are unstable voices, stuff like that, and BLACKPINK is no exception. There were some parts where they were noticeably off-key or kind of shaky at some parts, but like any other performer, you could pass that on as them being nervous, especially for this being a massive stage that they have to carry. So for any artist, that is valid. But, you know, everything else about the performance was so well put together, so in my opinion, it kind of saves the performance. It doesn't really allow the voices to really make or break it because there are a lot of other things that you could factor in. At first, their voices were very low, but after they were given hand mics, the volume increased, and you could really hear their energy through the microphones. So yeah, this Coachella in 2023 has the benefit of their solo songs plus 2 albums that released after their initial 2019 Coachella show. They definitely took advantage with it, obviously, and hearing the album and Born Pink songs on the Coachella scale was everything I hoped it would be ever since I started listening to BLACKPINK, and it really paid off. So I'm gonna split my opinions into parts. You could see it in the description or the timeline here. It's gonna be between these solos and the highlights that I thought of while watching it, so go ahead and just click wherever you feel like. I'm going solo. So these solos, they came a lot sooner than I thought they would. When the screen went black after the male dancer performance and Jennie's name come up, I literally looked like this for a couple seconds because I just did not expect it to be that sudden. Now obviously I was hoping that they would give each member their solo time, and I'm really glad that they did, and Jennie unexpectedly did her You and Me / Moonlight song, which is unreleased, but she's been doing it on the Born Pink tour, and this time it was a new version with a new rap verse from what you regularly hear on the tour, and honestly I prefer this one. Now she did seem to have a wardrobe malfunction with her skirt piece falling midway, but she continued on dancing and performing, so I'm sure it was very hard to notice it live, especially if you were there in person. But either way, I was expecting her to do solo. So when it ended at You and Me, I was like, okay. But it was still a great performance from Jennie nonetheless. Next up, immediately after that one, was Jisoo's Flower getting Time to Shine. In the review that I did of Jisoo's solos, I did say that this was a kind of generic-ish song. But to be honest, seeing this song at a Coachella level kind of makes me like it better. I'm not gonna lie. The visuals and the performances of the dancers really made this performance, I mean, obviously, but it really did add on to Jisoo's Flower, taking it from a ass song to a very good song in my opinion. This song is very much better live, especially on this scale. So in my opinion, Jisoo did very good. And after this, it was Rosé doing a verse from Gone. I didn't expect to hear this at Coachella because it's a slower song, but I liked the epic type of remix that they put onto Gone. And personally, I've always liked the live version of Gone, even ever since its initial release or teaser in the live BLACKPINK virtual show. But the live hitting us with the on-the-ground transition was very cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie, she did seem to stumble on her words a little bit in the first part of On the Ground, and was off-key a little bit sometimes. In my opinion, the performance still turned out great. Now, personally, I was hoping to hear Hard to Love, but it's understandable why they didn't do that, because that's not really known as Rosé's solo, because it's under a BLACKPINK name. And then Lisa's Money being the big finisher for all these solos. Now, I'm sure you've seen all the memes of the 3 other ones being love songs, and Lisa's being this unfitting flexing song when you put it all together. But I'm so glad that she did make this song in hindsight, because it was a very good contrast for the other solo songs. Obviously, all of them were meant to be hype, but this one was the most hype. I enjoy seeing this one live the most, whether or not it's in Coachella. Just seeing the live performance of Lisa saying everyone's silent and everyone going silent is just one of the coolest things to me. And they even gave us an explicit version during this performance. I've never heard that. I don't know if they've played it anywhere else, but I thought that was pretty cool of them to do. Alright, so the highlights in general for me. Obviously, me being a BLACKPINK fan, I loved every part of this, but there are only a few highlights for me that I could really say stood out. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about isn't even about BLACKPINK members themselves, but it was about the dancers. I love the dance breaks that they gave for them, especially the whistle one. It was unexpected for whistle, but you know, I loved it. It gave the dancers time to shine as well for a costume change for them, but they do it at their personal shows, so it's awesome that they carried it over to the Coachella stage. And I thought it was also cool that they gave gave separate times for the male dancers and for the female dancers to have their own segments, both at the beginning and the end of the solos, so I thought that was a pretty cool thing. But as for the girls, like I said, I was really looking forward to hearing the Born Pink songs on this, and I was pretty satisfied, I'm not gonna lie. And something I was really looking forward to hearing from the album was Pretty Savage. I thought that one was great. That was one of my favorite ones from this show. I just thought it was really cool to hear a remix of that, and they did very well. Now honestly, Lovesick Girls is not my favorite song, but I really do like it. It's just not one of my like top 3 Blackpink songs, but the Coachella version that they did in 2023 is awesome, I'm not gonna lie. They did a lot of crowd interaction for this one. Having segments of the crowd sing different parts of the song I thought was very cool. And you know, personally, I am a very big fan of when concerts have like the crowd involved in any type of way where they just have a lot of interaction with the audience. So the fact they did that on Lovesick Girls felt very fitting, I'm not gonna lie. And it made it one of my favorite performances of the night for them. And Playing with Fire is one of my favorite Blackpink tracks, so just hearing it in general live, it just automatically made it a favorite. But yeah, in general, the Blackpink Coachella stage was amazing this year. All the outfits on them look great despite a few of the malfunctions. So yeah, like I said, you can tell that they put 100% into this, both the girls and the stage people. Every part of this was done great, and whether or not it seems like they don't put their all into their own tours, this Coachella one definitely had a lot of power in it. So let me know what you guys thought of this year's Blackpink Coachella. Let me know what your thoughts were on the performance, and yeah.